Lamar just threw an interception in the end zone, mind you.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take a sip from my get you one of these right here from the LBHT
show.
Solomon.com/shop. Okay, get you one of these.
Coaching staff gotta go. Ron TV says entire coaching staff gone. Danity says pitiful.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen right now.
Not even an okay. No, it's not okay. It's not okay.
I think before he threw an interception, I'm pretty sure Mark Andrews he dropped that should have been a touchdown pass on 2nd and goal. I think he dropped the touchdown pass there.
Derek, bring the positivity. Statue for Cam.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We were here earlier. It was a good day. Cam is back in Carolina. Let me fix this here. Look, guys, I got one question. Guys. We made one miracle happen. We spoke Cam returning back to Carolina. We spoke it into existence. Okay. Can we have 2 miracles happen in 1 week? Can we get Greg Roman up out of here?
I think the answer is no.
Can we get Greg Roman and Wink Martindale out of here?
Definitely not.
Look, you said it before we came on air. If it's going to happen, this will be the week to do it, right? We got 10 days to our next game. John Harbaugh, his look on the sideline is just a look of disgust. This team has not looked good for weeks. They just looked unorganized. They're just not clicking.
Well, they've only looked good once this year.
Yes. Yeah. And this would be the time that you have a talk with your friend and say, look, for whatever reason, it's not working out with you, man. Like they're not getting it. We have to go in a different direction. Like it has to happen. Like this, 22-10.
Mm-hmm. To the 2-7 Miami Dolphins.
Okay, you just put that in.
I guess 3-7 now.
Yeah. Let me pin this link. Guys, if anybody is in here that's new, if you're a Dolphins fan, congratulations first and foremost. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. We're close to 800 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. All right, just a couple more months left in the year. Go ahead and subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Smash that like button as well. Mm-hmm. All right. And that comment that B just that link that B put in that comment, that's the link to our Streamlabs. I'm trying to pin it, but this thing ain't letting me. But yes, click on that link, leave your donation, leave your comment. We'll read it on air. Also, right below B, that's a Cash App. These are how we use our super chats. We don't have the super chat enabled. We're not going to have super chat enabled. So just use those methods to make a donation, and that's greatly appreciated. B, so 10 days off. Who do we have next?
Chicago. They are at Chicago, and then they have an extremely tough stretch of games to end out the season. They don't have another, what you would look at as an easy game for the rest of the year after Chicago. They're at Chicago, and then they go Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Green Bay, Cincinnati, and the Rams, I believe.
We can't even call Chicago easy.
No,
we can't call any game easy. This should have been the easiest game we've had.
I should say no games against bad teams. Let me put it that way.
This should have been the easiest game we had all year.
So Chicago, Cleveland, Pitt, Cleveland, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Rams, and they close out with Pittsburgh.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some comments here, man. This is embarrassing.
I'm done with any conversation about Greg Roman staying. I don't want to hear anybody's justification for Greg Roman being an NFL offense coordinator, let alone the Ravens offensive coordinator. I don't want to hear anybody tell me he's an NFL offensive coordinator ever again.
Yeah, look, everybody has disagreements about stuff, right? But when we make comments, man, like don't go overboard in the other direction, man. Like you don't have to agree with what we say, right? Maybe you're right, maybe we're right. It is what it is, but man, like not necessarily anybody here, but like just people we interact with, man, like they just go overboard with some of that takes. Like you go too hard for certain people and they let you down. Greg Roman is letting you down. If you're a Greg Roman believer, man, he is letting you down. Okay, stop making excuses for why these players aren't playing well. Same thing with Wink Martindale. Wink is letting you down too because he should be gone as well. Okay, we've been less vocal about Wink Martindale because we believe Greg Roman is a bigger issue, but Wink is a problem too. That defense every single week is out of position. Every single week we got to hear, oh, it's just miscommunication on that play. Miscommunication. It's always miscommunications on plays where people are just streaking wide open. That is embarrassing, and that should not happen because all they've done was provide him with talent on that side of the ball. That's why we say hashtag defund the defense, because it's like the defense is never going to bail us out. They're just not.
No.
So stop spending money on that side of the ball. In fact, get rid of that court. Get rid of everybody. I mean, we already know how we feel about Harbaugh. Harbaugh ain't going anywhere right now. But for now, what he should do, because survival instinct should be kicking in for Harbaugh, is say, all right, man, Roman got to go. We got to shake things up right now. We got to let people know we ain't playing around. Roman got to go. T. Martin, you take over play calling duties or something. That's usually what he does, right? Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. But Wink could go too, to be honest, because I mean, Wink is not doing anything with that defense. Nothing.
No, I mean, it's almost more egregious with Wink because they do still have talent. You know, injuries aside, the secondary is still very talented. They're a veteran secondary. I mean, I know Brandon Stevens is out there now because of the Deshaun Elliott injury, but this is more than a 1 week thing.
Yeah.
So they have talent out there, and you know, they're it's not that they're getting beat by superior units. They're just making mental mistakes. You know, like there's miscommunications in the secondary. Not tackling is a mental thing. You know, you don't have the attitude for it. Like you don't want it. You're not going out there and making it happen. And that's what you've seen with that defense all year long. They're just not engaged. And that's a coaching issue.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna clip on a couple of comments here. Brock P, thanks for joining the live stream. Brock P, he says we have the most overrated front office. EDC has bad drafts and traded away a Pro Bowl right tackle. He did. Harbaugh refuses to make common sense decisions like firing Roman, which was clear last season. Because, like, I mean, Harbaugh's no different than any other coach in this sense. He wants to bring in his people, his friends. And unless his back is against the wall, he's not going to make a switch, right? So if he's hearing this week that, hey, we might have a problem, you know, if you don't make the playoffs, right? If he's hearing that, then he might look at it and look at the schedule and say, man, I can't afford to drop any more games, right? And I might have to shake things up a little bit. But other than that, he's going to keep them. Jake P says, I knew it wasn't our night when that right guard almost scored a touchdown, a reflection of how abysmal our defense has played. Yes. Yeah.
They should have given him that touchdown. You know, so you know what they call it? It's the rule of cool. If it's cool enough, it stands.
Yeah, I had a problem with it. King Hook, thanks for joining the live stream. Yes, Greg was horrible, and Lamar wasn't helping with his audibles. He had those damn screens. They literally screened me out tonight. I mean, I don't know. Somebody asked in here earlier, what was the game plan? I don't know. It looked like they were playing a preseason game.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were doing. All right. Emery Fisher, thanks for joining the live stream. He says the O-line, the OC, the DC, I can't do this anymore. It's the same problems every week. Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. Stop making excuses for this team. Lamar has been covering up a lot of issues with this team since his rookie year.
Yeah.
And when he can't carry the team like tonight, it shows, right? Everything gets exposed because all that happened was, I mean, that interception at the end was a bad interception. Yeah, he missed a couple of throws, but he wasn't that bad. He was just average for most of the game. And when he plays average, the team looks horrible.
Yeah.
They can't run the ball. They obviously can't block. You saw that they can't block. And they can't really play defense, right? Mm-hmm. Not a complete defensive game. So, I mean, and that's what happens. We get beat down.
Yeah. You know, it's a lot like Carolina. You know, we always compare Baltimore to the Panthers because I'm a Panthers fan and watched this with Cam. When Cam's not Superman, they get blown out, and people like to blame Cam because you're so used to seeing him bail you out. And so when he doesn't do it, you kind of, you want to lash out at Cam. Why didn't you do the thing that you normally do? And it's the same thing with Lamar. Lamar normally makes great plays for them, particularly in the second half when they're down, and brings them back. Three wins when they're down by double digits so far this year, most in the league, right? So you go out there tonight, doesn't do it. He didn't have a terrible game. He missed a couple throws. I mean, I don't care at all about that interception at the end. The game was already over at that point.
Yeah.
He was trying to force something to happen. But, if he couldn't make plays happen, and they got embarrassed by one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Maybe a couple more comments here. I got some more to say here. Joseph Cadaret. Everyone acted surprised and upset. We're still 6-3. Are we a Super Bowl team? No. Did I think we lose to the Raiders, Bengals, but beat the Chiefs? No. It's a week by week league. But that's the problem. We should be expecting Super Bowl with this team. We should be a Super Bowl with this team, and we shouldn't be losing to the Dolphins. We really shouldn't be losing to the Raiders. We shouldn't be losing to the Bengals, right? We should have better expectations for this team than just being okay.
And right? More importantly, when you look ahead, again, like you're struggling with the Colts, you're struggling with the Lions, you didn't beat the Dolphins. When you look ahead and the schedule is Cleveland twice, Pittsburgh twice, Green Bay, the Rams, and the Bengals again, how many of those games are you picking them to win with the way they're playing right now?
And we're only 6-3 because Lamar played out of his mind to get us to that record. But when he can't do it for the whole year, you start to see what kind of team we really are. Right? Yeah, play calling was horrible, Couch Rider Raven. And I mean, that's what we were saying the other day. Like, Greg Roman is not a good coach. He's not an offensive coordinator. Right? G-Star 007, yes. Terrible coaching. Brock P, yeah. It's G-Row every week. Yeah. Let me get a couple more comments in here. Alfonso, Chuck is trash, man. He's always out of position. I don't even know if that was his fault or not, because they do such a bad job coaching. It's always some sort of miscommunication. I don't know who's supposed to be where in the formation, because Chuck saw the guy. Like, was Chuck supposed to cover the guy in the backfield from all the way where he was standing? I don't think he was. Right? I think somebody up front missed their assignment. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Like, it's that bad right now. All right. Emphasis says, this is the first time I've seen Lamar screaming at people on the sidelines. Steve has got to get rid of these pathetic coaches. Yeah, talking about Steve Bisciotti. Yep. The Baltimore Barber. We lost sadly. Yes, we did. Man, it was sad. So another point I want to bring up, because there were a couple of points in the game where Hollywood could have had us by the, in the red zone, by the goal line. He couldn't come down with the contested catch. And what did I say right there, B? What did I say?
It's a catch Odell would make.
Odell would have caught that, right? There was another play. I saw another drop. I can't remember the play. But it was another drop. Oh, yeah, it was Hollywood. It was a tough catch, right? It was to the sideline, but it literally went through his hands. Like, you got to come down with it.
Right.
Well, that would have caught that. I see Sammy Watkins. We're all saying, hey, when Sammy Watkins comes back, we're going to see how complete this wide receiver core is and how dangerous it is. I see him put it on the ground, and it gets returned for a touchdown. Odell doesn't make those plays in those moments. Big time players make big time plays. And even though Odell hasn't looked like himself the last couple of years, he is still that type of player. And look, we ain't got to argue about it. We're going to find out. They're going to play us.
Yeah.
He went to a team that's going to be playing us this year. And I guarantee you that game is going to have some implications, whether it's playoff implications or seeding implications. Like, it's going to be an important game, and we got to play him along. We got to play against him along with Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. Okay, if you don't know about those two, you better go watch some tape. Because those are some bad boys. And Tyler Higbee.
And Matt Stafford, who we're not big on, but he's a much better quarterback than Tua and Brissett.
And they got Darrell Henderson, who's running over cats too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have some problems. We gotta fix some things here. Yeah, Nick, your Ravens lost, man. Our Ravens lost. D3, what's going on? Miscommunication on defense, and the offense can't get the play in before the play clock hits 0. You guys know how I feel about these these pre-snap penalties, man. This has been going on for years. Like, what is going on? All right, man. 65 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new, I see some new faces in here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. We got some goals to meet here. All right. We're trying to hit 800 subscribers. Let's do it tonight, man. We got enough people in here. Hit us subscribe. Get us to 800. And we try to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yes.
Chris Hall says, let's not forget Sammy Watkins gave up on a great throw from Lamar in the end zone on that first drive. Dude made a legit business decision. I mean, it was kind of overthrown, but he did slow down at the end. Like, could he have caught it? I don't know. I don't know. Lamar could have placed it better, but again, what are you expecting? You get what you pay for. Right. I can't be mad at Sammy Watkins. You guys keep expecting great plays from guys that you're not paying to be great. So it is what it is. You get what you pay for. He put it on the ground. He didn't lay out for the pass. He's not getting paid for that. He getting paid for, a third down conversion here and there and, block every now and then. And that's pretty much it. If you don't invest, you can't expect. If you don't invest, you can't expect. All right. All right. What else we got?
And you still got
what up, Shug?
Greg Roman out there running the offense through Devontae Freeman, essentially. You have the coaching staff admitting that they can't block. They know that they can't block by throwing nothing but 5-yard and under passes. In that second half, the offense is a mess. The offense is a mess, and Greg Roman's not doing anything to fix it. I don't think he's capable of doing anything to fix it. We thought they should have gone after Odell Beckham, right? But what you saw tonight is making it even more egregious that they weren't willing to give up a third-round pick for Andre Dillard. That you didn't go after Marlon Mack. You didn't try to make any move for any other running back. They essentially kind of punted on the second half of the season. They knew they weren't good enough, and they weren't willing to do anything about it.
Yeah, and let's be real, man, because I've heard people say, "Oh, well, Dillard, wouldn't be worth it," and he's not that great of a tackle, and who are we going to pick up? Like, let's be real about it. Who are we going to pick up in the offseason that's going to be better than Andre Dillard? We're not going to draft anybody better. EDC has shown the inability to draft good linemen, right? Are we going to sign anybody? Right, we might get lucky if somebody gets cut and we get them for cheap, like Kevin Zeitler, but we're not going to really put any money into signing anybody. This was probably the best move we could have made, right? And hoping for Jawan James to come back and play well after missing essentially 3 years of football. I don't want to put any stock into that either. So that was a move that we had to make. Oh, by the way, the other guy that we almost were in on, Xavier Howard, he made a play out there today. He's the one that did he force a fumble or did he return a fumble for a touchdown?
He returned it for a touchdown.
Oh, that's great. You didn't want to give anything for him either. You got to pay for talent, guys.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. It's either luck or you have to pay for it. And Baltimore hasn't really been getting lucky.
King Hook says defense played decent tonight. They kept getting 3-and-outs, but offense could not convert. No, I don't agree. I don't think they play decent. This is one of the worst offenses in the league. You can't give. You're supposed to get 3-and-outs. If you're a good defense, you're supposed to get 3-and-outs, and you can't give up big plays in big time moments. I don't think they play decent at all. I think they play terrible.
Yeah, they only gave up the 15 points, but multiple big plays in the pass game. And you just can't have it. Miami doesn't have the receivers or the quarterback to be beating Baltimore secondary like that.
Yeah, who's the threat? Who's the threat over there?
Hold on, we did get a cash app from our guy Quan. He said they ran 0 blitz the whole game and we lost. Angry face.
yeah. That's the other thing too, right? Because I told B that too. I was like, it's obvious they're blitzing here. What are we doing to adjust? They just look
Throwing a
confused.
3-yard pass to your backup tight end so he can fumble it out of
I told
bounds.
y'all, man. I told y'all, Greg Roman does not understand passing schemes. He's not a complete coordinator. He knows running, and he knows running as much as as long as he has a running quarterback. But when it comes to passing, because that's what we're talking about, we're getting to situations where, all right, they're stopping the run, they're forcing us to pass, they're throwing everything at us. What kind of adjustments can we make? And he's not making them. That is on Greg Roman.
Yeah.
So, what are you talking about, Shay? He's saying just Streamlabs.
I'm starting to think LJ don't want to play for Roman, and that's why he hasn't re-signed. Look, he looked really, really angry all night tonight. He was not happy to be a Raven this evening.
He should be. Look, I'm glad he's showing this, man, because I don't want him. Look, we talked about Cam Newton coming back to Carolina earlier today, right? And one of the mistakes that we believe Cam Newton made early in his career and throughout his career is that he wasn't vocal enough about the organization not doing a good job supporting him. Because much like here in Baltimore, Carolina never put a good O-line around Cam Newton. And they never really gave him any weapons, right?
Right.
And Cam was just always the rah-rah guy. Hey, everything's fine. And everybody bought into it because they were winning games. He was an MVP. He got them to the Super Bowl. He got them to the Super Bowl with terrible players. Yeah. Right? And everybody said, hey, it's fine. It's fine. And then finally it all fell apart. Right. Yeah. And then his health started declining a little bit. And they gave him the boot. Now, this time around, I mean, he's still only 32, 33 years old, something like that. He's still pretty young. I know people think he's washed, but it's a great opportunity for him. And even though their O-line is still bad over there, this is probably the best set of weapons that he's had around him in his whole career. So we don't want Lamar to go down that path. Yeah, go ahead.
So we did get a donation from our guy Shug as well. Sorry I missed it. It came in basically at the exact same time as the other one.
Okay.
His favorite podcast on YouTube. Glad Cam is back in Carolina. Tough loss tonight. Not going to rub it in too hard. Hope you both are having a good Veterans Day. Much love. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Shug. Thank you. And happy birthday to your girl as well, because she had a birthday the other day.
But yeah, man, I don't know. It was rough. It was rough tonight, and you could see it on Lamar's face that he's tired of it. He's tired of that offense. He's tired of those guys around him. And he's never going to say anything like that. And I'm sure it was kind of a in the moment frustration kind of thing. But they, the coaching staff, Harbaugh, Roman, EDC, and even the owner Bashadi should be watching that and noticing that and saying, we need to make something happen on offense before this becomes a real problem with Lamar.
I mean, that should be one of those games. It used to be when we lose to the Redskins, the offensive coordinator would get fired, right? When we lost to the Redskins that year, we went to the Super Bowl. That was when Cam Cameron got fired, right? And Jim Caldwell took over. When we lost the Redskins the second time, that's when was it Trestman? Mark Trestman? Yeah. I think he was the one that got fired. Right. When you lose to a team, because they were bad teams at the time. When you lose to a team like this, something has to happen. We've been looking bad coming up to this point, and we just lost on Thursday night to the Dolphins. Didn't even look like they wanted that win. They look like they're just okay. We're playing the game, and it's like, oh wait, we're still in it. Oh, we can win this. All right, let's just win it then, because they're not trying to do anything.
Right.
No. And Lamar is being smart by not signing that contract.
And he shouldn't. Like he should force the Ravens to actually show a commitment to him and to building around him on that offense, because they haven't. They went out and they've gotten a couple of receivers, but they did that at the expense of the O-line.
Yeah. Danny says, yeah, Lamar is tired of playing hero. This was embarrassing. Absolutely. She's right.
Yeah.
What comment are you looking at?
Nitro. They
What's up,
ran
Nitro?
Engage 8 the entire game and we couldn't beat them. Said it's comical. Lamar has to be Superman just to win by 3.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, it was an awful night for Baltimore. And I see what people are saying about the defense. Yeah, they only gave it the 15 points. They got stops and all that. It's just when you look at them and you see guys like Ford and Albert Wilson running free down the field and getting huge plays. I can't say they played well.
Look, here's the thing. We invested in this defense for about 3 years, right? Paying players, drafting players with our top picks, right? We invested heavily on this defense. And that's why we've been saying hashtag defund the defense. I got a shirt saying defund the defense because you're spending way too many resources on this unit. And we're never going to be we're never, ever, ever going to be the 2000 Ravens ever again. We're not going to be the 2000s Ravens ever again.
Nobody
right?
is.
Nobody is. So we keep looking for this elite defense that's going to be able to hold teams. And that's just not the NFL anymore. And it's definitely not our defense because, okay, we held them to 15 points, but we needed to hold them to 6 points, right? We needed to hold them to 9 points. That's what elite defenses do. Understand the situation. Hey, our offense ain't got it tonight, so we got to make sure they don't score at all.
Yeah,
and they can't do it.
It's the same thing that I said with the Lions when people try to tell me, oh, they played pretty well against the Lions. They only gave up 17 points against the Lions or whatever it was. And I'm like, it's not the specific number of points you give up. Against the Lions, they gave up points on 3 straight drives to close out the game and lose the lead, so that Baltimore had to go down the field and kick a 66-yard field goal to win. If you're giving up a couple of scoring drives and then you give up another one to lose the lead near the end of the game, you're not playing well.
Yeah. Quick one. Yes. He says, I hate to say it, but Marlon Humphrey is an average player this season. You're being nice. He sucks.
Yeah.
And I love Marlon Humphrey.
He hopped on that dude's back for a piggyback ride to the first down. That was embarrassing.
I think Marlon Humphrey is still one of the best corners in the league, but right now he sucks.
Yeah.
I call it like I see it. What's up, Chris? Shout out to Chris, man. Oh, you click on it. Go ahead. No, you go.
What's going on, Chris?
He said, yeah, the defense got to stop. It got stops, but Dolphins team is not good. Absolutely.
Right. Again, also, right, context, right? Okay, who did you stop? You stopped Jacoby Brissett and Tua throwing to Isaiah Ford and Albert Wilson.
They were saying,
pat yourself on the back, I guess.
They were saying on the broadcast, they assumed when we were down, we were down, what was it, 15-10. They assumed that the Ravens were going to get a stop and get the ball back because they said this is where you really miss not having you miss having a run game because they're bad at running the ball. They figured they weren't going to be able to run out the clock, and they were able to do whatever they wanted to that defense on that drive. Yeah. That's embarrassing.
Yeah. I got Jerome. What's going on, Jerome? He says Devontae Parker would have went crazy in this game. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And what's up, Darren? Yeah, see, Darren, he feels us. I said that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all right, guys, make sure you smash that like button. We're not going to stay out here too long. We've been streaming all day, and B's been working all day, and we are tired.
Nigel says, now tell me that OBJ wouldn't have helped our offense. They were playing man blitz all game, and no one could beat press man. Hollywood is overrated.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man. There are a lot of people on Twitter. There are a lot of good people out there. We had different opinions from them. That's fine. They'll break down the game. They'll give you all these graphs and charts. They're just rah guys for the Ravens, and you want to be, you want to support your team, and that's great. We like to call it like we see it. And I'm telling you now, anybody that tells you we don't need talent, we don't need this, we're good with what we have, man, don't listen to that. Talent always wins out. And there are situations where, analytics can't account for somebody just being a superior athlete, right? A superior talent in those moments. That moment where Hollywood couldn't come down with the ball, I mean, he tried, but that's one of those things where a better player would come down with the ball.
Yeah.
right?
And Hollywood did what he could. He made sure it wasn't an interception.
Yeah.
You know, a top tier wide receiver comes down with that ball inside the 5-yard line and you're scoring points.
Like how many times are we going to listen to people say, yeah, Duvernay is we got Duvernay. He just needs opportunity. Yeah, Proche, he just needs opportunity. Yeah, once Sammy Watkins gets back, you'll see what we have. Watch other games. I keep saying it. Watch other games. Watch other teams so you can see how good these players really are. Because that's not this team. All this back and forth that we've been going through with people over Proche is nonsense. Guess what happened today? Exactly what we said was going to happen. He got deactivated.
Yeah,
because he doesn't bring anything.
He
doesn't bring anything to the team.
Not special teams. It's because he doesn't bring anything to the team. He's not a good enough receiver.
Yeah.
Despite what Ravens flock will have you believe.
Yeah.
Gohan says no excuses for the offense. The defense got critical stops, but the offense didn't do jack. 1 for 13 on third downs. Can't keep a defense out there the whole time. Look, nobody's making excuses for the offense. The offense was terrible, but I'm not going to praise the defense. Listen, 15 points is 15 points, right? But I'm not praising a defense for giving up 15 to Miami. Their offense is terrible.
Oh yeah. This isn't either or, Garnett. The whole team looked bad. And when a whole team is looking like that, that is definitely on coaching. So there are some hard questions that need to be answered. We got 10 days to prepare for Chicago. And I'm telling you guys, it's not a gimme. And we're going to Chicago. That is not a gimme. I don't know. I really don't know. All right. 70 people in here. Smash that like button. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. We'll hang out for a couple more minutes. If you're looking for the super chat, we do not have super chat enabled. But if you feel like donating, like our guy Shug and a couple other people have already, go ahead, hit up that link, that Streamlabs link that's in the comment section or right below B, $LBHT show. That is our Cash App. You can go either place, leave a donation, leave your comment, and we will read your comment on air.
And I want to just go ahead and mention, it is a great day despite what happened to your Ravens, because Cam Newton is back in Carolina. He signed a 1-year deal, $4.5 million guaranteed, up to $10 million. If they get to the Super Bowl. So whatever. But a nice deal. He gets to come back. The Sam Darnold era is over. Our guy Derek Weatherly is in the chat. He just wrote an article about Cam Newton coming back to Carolina. It's posted up on our website at lbhtshow.com. So definitely go there, check that out, and bring some joy into your lives. I mean, I know you just had to watch Baltimore get embarrassed on national TV. Go read about Cam Newton, man. Go to bed happy.
So let's talk about Cam Newton real quick. I'm gonna tie this into this Ravens game. So, they did Cam Newton dirty in Carolina, right? The way they got him out of there was just flat out wrong. And it's because they figured, hey, we can do better, right? We used him up. We never really protected him. He's a little banged up right now. He's trying to fight through it. But new regime wants their own people. We want to get rid of the guy who really built the franchise up and start over. And you have a first-time head coach, which is always a mistake, given a first-time head coach coming from college, all this kind of control over your organization, right? I don't even think coaches come from college should even be allowed to pick the coordinators for the most part. Like I don't like they don't understand the game that well. But he came in and they say, hey, we'll bring in Teddy. We got experience. Joe Brady's got experience with Teddy, and they were kind of up and down last year, and they didn't like how Teddy kind of pushed back on them a little bit. So get rid of Teddy and you bring in Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold looks so bad. He looks so bad that the owner said, hey, what's your next plan? I'm just curious. And when my man said we brought in Matt Barkley, he said, all right, check this out. Here's what I did. I called in Cam Newton. He's he's flying straight to my house. You're going to come over here and you're going to apologize to him. And we're going to sign him. And we want him to play this Sunday. All right. All this to say is, man, like, I don't want us to go down that same road with Lamar. Right. Lamar's already pissed, dude. He's still on his rookie contract. He's already like, yo, what's going on here? This is a perfect time to make changes. All right. Love Harbaugh for bringing us the Super Bowl. Love everything he's done for us. This is not to say he's a bad coach at all. I'm just saying his time here should be coming to an end because he is not adapting enough to get Lamar the things that he needs. And EDC, man, we got to be watching him too because he's not doing a good job of bringing in protection. All this other stuff that you want to say, or he found this little diamond in the rough here and there, none of that means anything if you can't protect Lamar Jackson. Yeah. None of it.
I got Davon asking, is Cam playing this week? No, it's going to be the battle of the backups this week. PJ Walker and Colt McCoy. Cam has a chance to be active, but Coach Rule is saying he wants to practice with him before he gets him out there to start. So it looks like one more week of throwing the season away, and then we'll bring in Cam and see if he can save it.
Yeah. Lazy bum says Ravens 6-3 is as real as Steelers 11-0 last year.
I mean, just unnecessary shots, but I can't say you're wrong.
Yeah. And Nitro says our entire draft needs to be O-line. But here's a funny thing, man. By time, I promise you, because we do this every year. I promise you, by the time we get to the draft, people are going to be saying, "Oh, we need to get safety.
Yeah,
we need to go D-line." Like they're saying it this year, right? We need to go this way. Everybody's happy about the Oweh pick, and we said we didn't like the pick because we didn't get a tackle. And you guys thought that because he played well early on, that justified us getting rid of Orlando Brown and bringing in an edge rusher and just leaving the right tackle just empty. Oh, by the way, didn't Oweh get a pick? He had a sack tonight.
He had a nice game tonight. He had a sack, a couple tackles for loss, several pressures. So he played well.
That's great.
He played well.
They ain't help our offense at all.
Darren says PJ Walker was kind of nice in the XFL. Yeah, Houston Roughnecks legend.
Yes, as Ferris would put it.
Yeah, no, he's really fun to watch. He sucks at football, man. In the NFL.
and Darren wants to know, I want to answer this. He says, do you think it's just coaching? It's not just coaching, but it's a major part of what's going on here. It's a major part of what's going on here. We have holes, and that's where we blame EDC. Right?
Well, listen, the injuries to Marcus Peters and LJ Ford hurt for sure.
And the running backs.
But he's talking specifically about defense.
Okay.
But so those injuries hurt. I think that, obviously LJ Ford he doesn't miss tackles like like Patrick Queen and Malik Harrison do. Marcus Peters is a playmaker. He makes timely plays. I always talk about having a sense of the moment. Marcus Peters has a sense of the moment. He knows when they need him to make a play, and he can make the play.
Yeah.
So they're definitely missing that. But they have more than enough talent to still be a top defense, and they're not. And it just looks like they're not engaged.
Because if we're not saying it's coaching, if we're saying, hey, the players got to take accountability. All right, well, Oweh's out there, Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison, Anthony Averett, Brandon Stevens. These are all guys that EDC had brought in. He drafted these guys. So is he doing a bad job? Right? So like there's blame somewhere around here. Either you brought in some really bad players that can't play, or they're not being coached well. Or like some people might say, well, you just gotta give them time to develop. We don't have time for that. Right? Yeah. We're not a rebuilding team. We're a team that's trying to compete for a Super Bowl. So if you brought in a team full of guys that need time to develop, there better be some guys in front of them ready to play now. Like that's your job as a GM.
Mm-hmm.
You stop giving these guys credit for things that they haven't done. He ain't Ozzy. He ain't nowhere near Ozzy.
Right.
PQ was terrible pick. Yeah, I didn't like Patrick Queen pick. I still think he's gonna be a good player. I do think he needs time, but that's not what we needed. Right? We needed help on offense. T. Higgins was a pick that should have been right there.
Okay, Andre Mears.
What's up, Andre?
He says, who was we drafting at the Oweh spot? The obvious answer there is Tevin Jenkins. I know he's had some injury issues. I don't even know if he's actually played yet for Chicago. But they also could have taken Liam Eichenberg. They could have taken Walker Little, who's played really well at tackle. And there are guys at other positions they could have taken. I forget the Chiefs guard, but he's been playing really well. I mean,
Niang?
even Robert. No. They drafted him last year. It was somebody they drafted this year. I can't remember his name now. But Robert Hunt out of Miami, the guy who scored the touchdown that got called back, unfortunately. They could have taken him. It's just they could have. It was the fact that they're not addressing the O-line.
Or they could have just held on to Orlando Brown.
They could have done that. But it's just the fact that they're not addressing the O-line. And they're instead addressing edge rusher. And listen, again, Matt Judon has more sacks than all of your edge rushers combined. Well, maybe not, I shouldn't say all. He has more than Owe, Houston, and Tyus Bowser. I think it's all of them combined, but I don't want to say that
because McPhee has a couple of sacks too, right?
I believe he might. Yeah. Noah saying Creed Humphrey, not him. They drafted another guy. They're actually starting a couple rookies who have been playing really well. The Chiefs guy at guard, I think he was a little bit of a later pick, but the point is that there were guys there, and they chose to go in another direction. They chose to go defense like they almost always do.
And Andre Mears, this is false. We didn't need an edge rusher.
No,
this system does not call for good edge rushers. We had two better edge rushers that we let go. Right? If we need an edge rusher, we should assign Matt Judon.
They had the edge rusher.
Yeah, you can't say we need a position and then let that position walk out the door. You have to pay for talent. I know you guys didn't believe Judon was this good, but he is that good. Mm-hmm. Just like we didn't believe Zadarius Smith was that good, but he is that good. We had the talent here. You got to pay for it. And if they're not showing it here, right, that's a pattern that we're seeing, then that tells you that it's not the players, it's the coach. Judon is going to, he's going to be in the runnings for defensive player of the year. He's probably going to end up with like 15 or 16 sacks this year.
Right. Yeah. Right, so here it is. Jonathan Washington, Trey Smith. That's the guy. Like I said, he was a later round pick. But the point is that there were offensive linemen available, and they would rather not go that route. And they have done a bad job of drafting offensive linemen when they do it.
Yeah.
So Justin Houston was enough. Okay, but you're saying they didn't want to pay Judon, then I guess you didn't desperately need an edge rusher, did you?
Bingo.
So I mean, you can't have it both ways, Andre. It can't be a desperate need, but we don't want to pay for it.
We want a ball on the budget, yo. It don't work, yo. No. What's happening is we want to be the team that gets all these diamonds in the rough, these great players at a discount. But what's happening is we end up getting exactly what we pay for, right?
And the reason you didn't desperately need an edge rusher is because your defensive coordinator blitzes every single chance he gets.
Yeah.
We did get another cash app from our guy Quan. He says,
shout out to you, Quan.
2 top 10 edge rushers, but can't get pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys were fighting us on Justin Houston as well. We said Justin Houston was only going to get you 5 sacks. Justin Houston update, by the way, he did get a sack.
Yes.
So we need 2 more
sacks. So congratulations to Justin.
Congrats to Justin Houston.
Big time moment for him.
We need 2 more from Justin Houston. So
our man soured a little bit, but Jacoby got hurt on that play. But that's an amazing accomplishment for Justin Houston.
Yes. But he needs 2 more. So our man, Living Legend, can get himself a shirt from our LBHT show shop, right? Yeah. So lbhtshow.com/shop. That's where you can go and check out the merch. We want Living Legend to get something from that store. So we gotta cheer Justin Houston on. There's plenty of games left. I think he's gonna get it. All right, I think he's gonna get it. But he's making Living Legend sweat a little bit on that. All right. After this week, Ravens gonna make a move for Clay Matthews. I forgot about Clay Matthews. Just solidify their linebacking core. That should fix everything. But that's exactly the type of move that they make.
Yeah.
And Nitro, I've heard this take all week. Bill Belichick is making Judon look great. Bill Belichick is a good coach, but Judon is a good player, right? Just like Zadarius Smith is a good player, right? Like, it's not that he went to a coach that just got the most out of him and he's doing something that no other coach could do. Judon's a good player. He just went to a different scheme that allows him to display his skills a little bit more, right? Like I said, it's a pattern. It's just a pattern here. Like our edge rushers disappear. You know, Judon got or Owe got a sack tonight. That's great. What was he up to? 3 sacks, 4 sacks on the season?
I believe that was his fourth.
I mean, yo, great job. But like for the last couple of weeks, we've been sitting there saying, what's going on with Owe? And you know, why are you dropping them back in the coverage? What are you doing with them? These are the things that Judon had to do. Right? So if you can say this about Owe and say, hey, he's disappearing because we ain't using him right, think about what he was doing with Judon. Think about what he was doing with Zadarius Smith. It's the same thing. It's the coach.
Yeah. And the coach isn't going to change.
Yeah. Davon says, always constantly playing D tackle and in coverage. Same thing Judon had to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the scheme. Jake P says, I'm willing to be patient with EDC for some time. However, he doesn't have as many excuses. He watched Ozzie build this franchise for over 20 years. He should have known better, but he does deserve time. How much more time? This is his 4th year.
Yeah.
Right? 4th or 3rd as a GM? 3rd. Because this is Lamar's 4th year. So he was still the assistant coach Lamar's rookie year, or assistant GM Lamar's rookie year. So 3rd year. This is his 3rd year. This is his 3rd draft class. So how much more time are we giving him? Because I'm not willing to give him that much more time. Right? One more year. Right? Like one more year, and these players that we've been saying, give them time, better start showing it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not even all that down on EDC, but he's got to do better.
This is the way how I look at it. Either way, they was going to come with something they would be missing on. Yeah, but one of those things is way more important than the other. The O-line is way more important than getting edge rushers, especially with a D coordinator who's blitzing constantly.
Yo, guys, it's simple. I want to ask you this, Andre. Who is the best player on the team? Who is the best player on our team? Who is the guy that's going to win us these games?
And while Andre is answering that, Emery Fisher says the coaches are looking for players that fit them, not the other way around. That's the problem. They need flexibility in coaching. Blitzing and running won't work. And this is kind of our thing. You're not a good coach because you have a system, right? Anybody can learn a system. You can take that with you. You can implement it anywhere. A coach's job is to adapt. If you can't adapt to your roster, you're not a good coach.
But that's what we're seeing now, right? We're seeing Greg Roman's system, and it's being figured out, and he doesn't know anything outside of that system. I mean, we had a play where we're 2nd and 17, and we run a draw play with Le'Veon Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? What did you think was going to happen there? Right? We throw 3 screens in a row, and they're on top of it every single time. Like, what did you think was going to happen differently? That's not coaching, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Andre says Lamar, but he's going to go out there and tackle or sacks. But your edge rushers aren't doing that, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like the defense has been terrible all year, but Lamar is winning you games.
But the question is, so you answered it correctly. Lamar's the one that's going to win us these games ultimately. Can Owe block for Lamar? No, he can't protect for Lamar. He can't make plays for Lamar. He can't make any catches or anything like that. He doesn't do anything for Lamar on the offensive side of the ball. That's where it needs to start. Make sure the franchise quarterback, make sure the guy that's carrying this team is protected. Because if Lamar goes down, or if we don't have Lamar for whatever reason, we're not winning any games.
Here we go. Ron says all around trash game. Lamar was sorry too. No excuses. O-line been bad. Figure it out. What do you think got you to 6-3?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar has been figuring it out all year. You can't expect him to be perfect in every game. He is the only reason.
He's saying the O-line's been bad, not Lamar.
No, I know, but he's saying that they've been bad and he needs to figure it out. I'm saying that Lamar is the only reason the Baltimore Ravens have a winning record.
Yeah.
Because he followed it up here by saying, I'm tired of all the Lamar excuses. No one cares. Lamar's the best player on the team. They don't have more than 1 or 2 wins without Lamar Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Lamar doesn't need any excuses. right? He doesn't need any excuses. If we don't have Lamar here, we're probably the worst team in the league. Tell me the quarterback. There might be 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks that you can name that could come in with this team the way it's constructed right now and win games. It's a very short list.
Andre says Owe probably won us 2 games. He definitely saved us in that Kansas City game. Bro, they gave up 35 points in that game.
Yeah.
35.
So
he saved them on that last drive. He saved the defense on that last drive. If Lamar isn't out there putting up points, they get blown out.
Facts.
Like he made a couple good plays in that game. A couple good plays. The offense scored 36.
Yeah, I mean, and what's the other game that you're talking about? Because I don't know what you're talking about, man. He didn't make any play in that Colts game, right? He didn't make any plays last week. I mean, he ain't making any plays week 1. Like don't forget, Lamar had us up week 1 against the Raiders. All we needed to do was hold them for 30 seconds, and we walk out there with a victory. Nope. They marched right down the field, went into overtime, and beat us.
Still have to make the stop. Yeah, somebody had to make that one play. Lamar has to make every play.
Yes.
Like, again, what I'm saying is Justin Houston could have made that play, right? Tyus Bowser could have made that play, right?
Well,
but who was going to score 36 points for you? Who else?
It's simple. Look, this is easy. Do you believe if we don't have Owe on a team, if we lose Owe for the rest of the year, do you still think we can make the playoffs? Probably. If you think we can make the playoffs now, losing Owe, you would still think, yeah, we still have a shot. We lose Lamar, guess what you're doing? You're not watching any more games. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
You're going to start watching something else.
You were going to be me before the news broke because I was not watching any more Panthers games. That was not going to happen.
So the point is, man, you have to protect that man. Right.
Ron not saying we don't need Lamar. I want Lamar to be better. He has to be better with the hand he's dealt. Well, that's the neat thing. No, he doesn't. You can deal him. You can deal him a better hand.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you other than you guys just like drafting defensive players. Nobody forced you to draft Owe. Nobody forced you to draft Brandon Stevens in the 3rd round. Nobody forced you to draft a fullback out of Michigan just because his brother coaches there. You didn't have to do any of that. You could have focused on protecting Lamar, but you chose not to.
But these are the things, guys, Ravens fans, you have to watch out for this, right? You have to watch out for this. This is exactly what Panthers fans were saying about Cam, right? During Cam's prime years, is Cam just got to rise above it. We know the O-line sucks, right? We know they can't protect him, but he's got to play better. Chuck Pagano said that about Andrew Luck. Remember that when Chuck Pagano said that, right? That one year, and he was just like, "Yeah, I know they can protect him, but he just
just deal with it."
He said he's got to deal with it. And how did he deal with it? He retired.
Yeah,
right. You can't. That is not an acceptable answer. It's not acceptable.
He retired after they had fixed the O-line because he had been so beat up the several years before that.
Yeah,
they had a good O-line when he quit, but he was tired of it.
Yeah. And Lamar has not extended, guys. Okay. So we can say, oh, he just has to do better. He's got to deal with it. He's saying, no, I don't. I'm going to be a free agent.
Yeah, Andre, there's only one person who agreed with that pick. That was Jonathan Harbaugh.
Oh, my God. And then he left us. He went to the Patriots.
No, he didn't leave you. He got cut.
He got cut. And we tried to bring him back to the practice squad.
Well, you cut him.
Yeah. Josh Hoffman, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. He said it's not about playing better. It's about not taking hits. I'm not even talking about winning. Just you can't get pressure like that over and over. Big facts, man.
Hey, you know what? You got a couple of roughing the passer calls tonight. So, hooray! I guess.
Man, they are
getting
Ben Mason. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They said Lamar looking for a reason to leave. Listen, man, these players are getting smarter and smarter about that stuff. Lamar is not dumb, right? He is watching this organization, and I guarantee you, he wants to know His people want to know, what are you going to do to protect this man moving forward? Because what they've done so far is a piss poor job, right?
Yeah.
I would not resign there. You gonna have to tag me, and we'll play this game every year. But until I go out there and see that you can protect me, I'm not signing anything. Like, I know people think, hey, you got to sign now because you could get hurt and you can miss out on money. No, that's not how it works, man. If he gets hurt, he's still super young. There's no injury really that's going to prevent him from getting a big contract, a big long-term contract.
Right.
So, I mean, if you don't believe that, look what just happened with Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
All right.
And it exposed how bad they were without Dak. Emphasis says Baltimore is a poverty franchise wearing a Gucci belt. I don't know why this front office is never called out in the media. It's true. But a part of that is because they've got Lamar, and up until this season, they had a really good defense, and so they've been winning. You get a certain amount of criticism for losing in the playoffs, but they've won a lot of games since Lamar took over.
Yeah. All right, a couple more. Let's get out of here.
There says, do a little Kirk Cousins action. Yeah, man, look, I don't like Kirk. I think Kirk is wildly overrated, but Kirk got paid.
Yes. Yeah. Andre says same thing, but Aaron Rodgers has some decent offenses and no defense. Okay. Who are the top defenses in the league? Like, how many Super Bowls they got right now? Like, it's not the same. It's not the same NFL anymore. Those top defenses don't win. You know who had top defense a couple years ago? The 49ers.
Yeah.
Right. They invested heavily in their defense, heavily. And last year a lot of players got hurt and everybody gave them a pass. This year everybody's healthy. What's going on over there?
Yeah.
Right. Quarterback's healthy. Everybody in defense is healthy. They're just not winning games.
Kansas City won with no defense a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and so you brought up Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is arguably, you can make a strong argument that he's the best quarterback ever, right? Like he's one of the most talented quarterbacks to ever play the game. He has one ring.
Yeah.
Specifically because they refused for so long to use their top resources, whether that's free agency or draft picks, on players that would help Aaron Rodgers. And they've got one ring to show for it. And a pissed off Aaron Rodgers.
You brought up Kansas City. I know they're struggling a little bit right now, and people are saying they've been figured out. Kansas City has been to 3 straight AFC Championship games.
Did they win Super Bowls because of their defense, or did they score over 30 in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, the Bucs also had one of the best offenses in the league. Like, they put up a lot of points, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying they did have a very good defense for sure. Yes. They have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and they built the O-line to go along with Tom Brady.
You can't cherry pick. You can't cherry pick facts, yo. You can't cherry pick facts. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, the defense was good. How the offense look? How the O-line look? How many times do you see Tom Brady get hit? Like, let's be real about that. Tom Brady's whole career, Belichick and the coach in Tampa
says, and our boy Jensen.
Our boy Jensen. Yes. Yeah. Arians and Belichick, they made sure Tom Brady didn't get touched. Right? He always played for
Buccaneers wasn't amazing in the offense. What?
All right, let's stop this slander right now. Okay, you're gonna make me look it up. You gonna really make me look it up.
I mean, okay, you say they weren't amazing on offense in the Super Bowl. They were playing a team that didn't have an offensive line, and they scored 31 points.
Oh, man, are you serious? They weren't amazing. Let's see. That's 2021. I'm gonna go 2020 regular season. They were ranked 1, 2, 3, 4. They were ranked 7th. Yeah, that's that. Hold on, that's yards per game. Let's go total yards. They're 7th in total yards. Let's see, 2nd in passing yards. Okay, that's interesting. Rushing yards, they're at the bottom of rushing yards, it looks like.
Yeah, you know why? Because you don't run to win in the modern NFL.
Oh, in points, they were third. They were third in the league in points. Points per game, 30.8 points. But they were average, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was an average team. Where were we ranked? We were ranked. I don't see us. Where were we?
I mean,
Oh, no.
there.
We were up there. We were 4, 5, 6, 7th. We were 7th. 29.6 points. Okay. All right. But they're top 3.
Yep. And 3 of the top 4 teams in points per game were in the conference championship.
Hey, not only were they top 3, guess who else they were better than? The Chiefs. They were better than the Chiefs. Okay. They had a better offense than the Chiefs. And that makes sense because they have more talent on offense than the Chiefs. So, yes, you need offense. One game specifically, Super Bowl. Well, you need to win games to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they ran for 145 yards. Brady, he only threw for 201 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Like, I'm not sure what argument that you're making here. They scored 31 points in the Super Bowl.
Like, and you're talking about Super Bowl like we are a Super Bowl team. We're not going to the Super Bowl. You know we're not going to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Andre, so you're talking about one specific game. The defense didn't play amazing in that game. They played a team who was missing like 8 of their top 10 offensive linemen. That's the only reason they held Kansas City to 9 points. They played Kansas City earlier in the year. They got beat. Like they played a severely depleted team in the Super Bowl.
Kean Ricketts says right here, if Chiefs can't win a Super Bowl with 2 Hall of Fame weapons, banged up O-line, what makes you think we can even win a playoff game this year? I love Lamar, but he needs a team. Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo. And all this caping for the defense that we're doing right now, what's our defense rank? Right? Okay, we got Owe. Congrats. How's our defense look?
Yeah.
I'll tell you how we look. We... Points per game. Let's take a look. We are near the bottom. 30, 25th. We're getting up 27.2 points per game. That's the difference always making. Okay. Everybody's scoring on us. The only teams worse than us.
This is true, Andre. Yeah, and we talked about this last week. No, the AFC, we thought they were going to have a really deep lineup. None of those teams look great at this point. Kansas City doesn't look great. Buffalo doesn't look great. Baltimore. So it's wide open in the AFC right now. Mm-hmm. So that the NFC is still looking pretty tough with a few of their top teams. But yeah, anybody can come out of the AFC.
Yeah. All right, we about to get up out of here, man. Hey, appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Still 48 people in here hanging out with us, man. It's almost 1:00. We got to get to bed. Smash that like button on your way out. And if you're new here, man, make sure you subscribe. Look, tough loss. We're frustrated. 6-3. We're not out of it. I'm not even sure. Are we still first in the AFC North?
For right now. They're like a half game ahead of Pittsburgh.
Okay. So we got to see what Pittsburgh does this weekend. So, I mean, look, it is what it is. There's still a lot of football left to play. We still got to see what kind of adjustments they can make. And look, as long as we have Lamar, we always have a chance. That's the good news, right? The bad news is it doesn't look like we can do much to fix this horrible O-line because we know we don't have the coaching that can scheme up ways to get the ball out of Lamar's hands quicker. We know we don't have the schemes to get wide receivers open faster or just, the O-line to just block better. Like, we don't have that ability. So that's going to be a struggle all year. Okay.
And King sums it up pretty well here.
Can't believe we just lost to the Dolphins. Yeah, man. It happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
It's unfortunate, but they've got a nice break before their trip to Chicago. That's another team that they should be able to handle pretty easily, but we'll see.
All right, y'all. So we don't like committing to to post game shows, but maybe you might see us on Sunday after the Panthers game. But if not, we are always here Wednesday night, 7:15 p.m. All right, and we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Okay, so happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. The weekend's coming up. Make sure you enjoy your weekend. This game is done with. It's over with. So come Sunday, don't not watch football. Watch some other games. I say this all the time. If your team is not playing, watch some other games. Watch 1 o'clock games. Watch some teams that have some serious talent on them, right? At wide receiver, any position that you're like, man, let me see how these other guys fare. And let me see how they measure up to our guys. Get a better understanding of what we're talking about. So when we say, hey, man, we need a player like Odell, we need a player like AB, we need a player like DeAndre Hopkins, you understand. You don't just see him on the highlight reel, right? Or ESPN highlights. Like, you can watch them play a whole game so you can really understand the different level that they're on from our receivers or O-line or whatever, right? So enjoy football this weekend, man. And look, the game's out the way, so we ain't got stressed out this Sunday. We can just watch the games, okay? But you guys have a good night, and we will see you next time. Peace out.